says that you have to post all the time in order to be visible on social media. And yeah, I don't 100% agree with that. So let's get into it. One of the things that drives me crazy is when people say that you have to post all the time in order to be visible on social media. And the truth is that you don't. It's a dirty little secret. And I can prove it because I just left last month for an entire 3 weeks and I didn't post once on any of my channels, not even a story on Instagram. And I came back and my accounts came right back to life immediately. So when I came back, my visibility was stronger than ever. And I'm going to explain to you why I think that happened and why I think that works. And again, I hear it all the time. You've got this. So last week, for example, we kicked off this series that I'm doing right now called From Silent Expert to Visible Leader. And we talked about the fresh start effect and your signature self. And today we're building on that momentum and saying, I want to talk about why saying less helps you stand out more. Why saying less helps you stand out more. And it seems counterintuitive. So let's go. Let me show you. I'm really happy that I got to go on this vacation. Let me see if I can show it to you. Yeah, here I am. Oh, I should probably give myself some space. Just with my family, out having fun. Again, I could have put all of these on different platforms or places, but I didn't. I just kind of enjoyed my time with my family. I think that we feel like we are going to have to keep, especially as an entrepreneur like I am, and we have a small business, and we're trying to find ways to reach our audiences and, bring value and do all the things that we do. But the truth is that we get into this hamster wheel problem. And the hamster wheel is really about that post, post, post. But here's the thing about posting and posting and posting. Unless it has a strategy, it doesn't make a difference. So I see a lot of people just posting this and posting that and saying, I really don't know what to post. And, making sure that they definitely put things out when they go to events, which is great. But the point is that as a guru like Gary Vee, who goes out and posts and posts and posts and says it's all about momentum and volume and all of that, I think that's becoming a problem because that momentum, all of that flood of content is even going to get worse with AI, right? And so as that gets worse, people are looking for real people to connect with. And because of that, I feel like this idea of post, 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 post is really going away. Even on LinkedIn, for example, they're talking right now about how they're very much favoring people who have connections and have like conversations with each other through their algorithm. So if I have more conversations with you, I'm going to do better than just posting and posting and posting. And already, honestly, on LinkedIn, your first post gets the most, shows it to your audience and sees if they like it. And then like any posts after that are kind of diminishing returns. So again, some platforms, especially like a LinkedIn platform, really care about that. There are other platforms where you can post more. I think Facebook is probably one of them, but you have to get that engagement happening or it's not going to work. And here, I'm just going to kind of go into it. So again, I was away for 3 weeks, no posting, no email checking, right? And then the first post back, I think I was talking about social media breakfast. And then I did another one where I honored a mentor of mine who unfortunately passed away just over the last couple of weeks. Of course, those always get really good engagement because people want to support you. And I wanted to support his wife, his widow. So those are really important posts. I didn't do it to get attention. I did it because it's the actual relationships. So the first one was about social media breakfast and the people who made that possible. The second one was about my mentor. And now I'm doing these more vulnerable type of posts where I'm telling you about the things that I've learned over the years. So again, I've got caught in this hamster wheel myself many times, the thought that I need to do more and need to do more. And then you end up in a burned out, crumpled up piece of paper under your desk. It really doesn't work great whenever you do that. So one of the things that we teach in Smart Social Mastery, which is our mentorship for coaches and consultants, is that we have to look at what we have done instead of always be thinking about what we should be doing. So I often make them open up their calendars and look what they did the last month and like give themselves some credit. So you're doing more than you think you are. And we always want more from ourselves, right? Especially if you're an ambitious person at all, you're going to probably want some more for yourself. And the truth is that in the end of the day, we have to have some rest. So I'm really grateful for that 3 weeks away that I had with my family, and my team was great. So I do have a small team. I didn't used to have that, by the way. That's something I work towards. I work towards creating systems and then hiring people into my business. And that's really, it took some time, and once I got that under control, I still didn't feel necessarily like I could just walk away and like not check my email. But thank you to Tracy and Tori, I was able to do that. I told them to text me if they needed me, so I was available, but they actually handled it just fine. So sometimes I also think that we estimate what's necessary for us, right? To be there in order to make something happen. And the truth is you don't necessarily have to be there as much as you think you do. And there is freedom in that. There is so much freedom in that. So cool. Oh, and hey, I see Sean. Hi. And Anne. Hey, Sean, I haven't seen you in a long time. Sean Nelson. So again, those are the things, is this really the idea is having posts out there that engage people, that have resonance with people, and that connect with people. And that is going to help you grow your business, because the connections are actually what grows it. I'll never forget when I first started blogging how one of the things that we did is we went on each other's blogs and we left comments. So that was a big deal, right? We left all these comments for each other. And I never really thought of being able to connect with those people separately from that, but I ended up on a reply all email thread. This is so long ago, guys. So I ended up on this reply all email thread, and I thought, wow, like I can connect with these people in real life. And that was something that was weird. It was like, sometimes I think it happens to us here as we separate from social media. We're on social media, we're on these platforms, and we think of these as being separate from being with people in person. But the truth is it works together. And the more that you connect with people, the more that, yes, I love that. Connect plus engage equals visibility. Let's put that up here. So connect plus engage equals visibility. And that is actually 100% true. So again, it's not about the volume of stuff that you put out there. It's not about the volume of content that you're making. And we all fall into this trap. Okay, I'm there with you, because I think about, how many more things should I be doing? I should probably be doing a newsletter. Should I be on Substack? Should I do this? Should I do that? And it's a trap. It's a trap, because the actual question should be, who do I need to connect with today? Who do I need to connect with today? And who am I trying to help? And being very clear about that. And here on this live stream, for example, I'm really trying to help coaches and consultants who are struggling to do their own marketing, right? And we may be marketers ourselves and market other people, and that's all great. But marketing ourselves is another story. There's an accountability piece to it, and so on. Okay, so in the end of the day, posting more does not equal more visibility. I'll say it again. Posting more does not equal more visibility. It can, people do, but you have to have a very big strategy and sometimes a very big team to make it happen. So if you want to be a volume poster, that's a very different thing than being a coach or consultant, or a consultant that is, working with your specific community. And then guess what? Virality, numbers don't matter. Who matters? The person that's here matters. The people that matter are the people that you connect with, right? And so that's it. So in the end, it's clarity and not volume. That clarity is really important, that they understand that you understand them. And even with what I'm teaching today, I tend to over teach, right? So I'll make a worksheet and I'll do all of these things. But what if it was simpler? What if it's simpler that you're just helping people, you're just holding a mirror up to somebody and letting them see who they are and what they need to do. Holding that mirror up is really powerful. And that is actually, what coaching actually is. For those of you who are coaches, I'm not trained as a coach, so I'm trained as more of a, as an educator, I guess you could say. So in the end of the day, you can over-educate people and like drown them in like information, and they don't actually make the change that they need to make. So there you go. So here's what I'm going to ask for you. Okay. So one thing I do want to tell you first, though, is that part of what this is about finding your superpower and like leaning into that. And one of the things that I'm going to teach you today, that I'm going to teach you one thing. I actually have three that I usually teach, but I'm going to teach one, which is if something really bugs you about your industry or what people are doing, like I tell you, all these people posting too much. If that bugs you and you have a different way, or you think that you have a different way of thinking about that, that might be your superpower or one of them. It might be that unique perspective that you bring that nobody else brings inside of that. So again, what bugs you might actually be leading to what's your superpower. And by the way, those are some of those viral posts out there. Those viral posts out there are the ones that people can have conversations around that aren't like, me too, me too, me too. It's like, no, I think you should. I mean, hey, if you think you should be posting more and you're like, Cami, you don't understand the algorithm. Tell me in the comments. Let's do it. Yes. And quality beats quantity every time. I agree. And so there's more ways to uncover your superpower for sure, but this is one of the easiest ways, is just to sit down and make a list of the things that you think bug you about your industry right now, and then make content about each one of those things, and then drip it out over like a couple of weeks, like what I'm doing with this series. I'm dripping this out over 5 weeks. I've got 5 pieces of content. I could go boom, 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 and put them Monday through Friday, and you'd miss most of them because guess what? People are busy. We think people are paying attention to us more than they are. And we can take the content that we make right now and actually atomize it. So I can take this content, turn it into short little clips. I can send that out to my team and have them put together some different kinds of content around that, including carousels and all kinds of things we can do with this content. Or I could do it myself. I could write a blog post and put it on zoeticamedia.com, and I will. And so this is exactly what you have to think about: is this one piece of content can be many things, but it has to be a powerful piece of content to do that. Does that make sense? It can't just be a throwaway piece of content to make that work. So there's more ways to do that than I want to go into today. But what I really want to know now, for those of you who are here, in the comments, tell me what it is that bugs you in your industry, that there's a better way to do it. I know, Anne, you're here, and I know things bug you because you tell me all the time. What is it that bugs you in your industry? And do you have a better way to do it? You don't have to tell me exactly what it is, but you can put it in there. But I would love to see in the comments what that is, because that's the content. That is the next piece of content that you need to make, because that's the content that will make an impact on someone. Last week, I talked about your superpowers a little bit, and I wore my Wonder Woman shirt. And I also talked about making a fresh start. Like, we can make a fresh start every day. I often talk about a thing called, and it's Friday, so I can do it, called the Friday list. It's the things that build up by the end of the week that you don't get to, that you keep beating yourself up for not getting to. But guess what? Monday is a new day. Monday is a fresh start, and you can make a fresh start from any point. So go back and watch that one, because that's another one that I think was really powerful. I had some people reach out to me about it, saying it really resonated to them. Maybe it will to you too if you didn't see it. But the bottom line is that is exactly what matters. These small little bits that reframe things in a way people haven't thought about them before are the things that matter the most to your audience. So tell me again, and I love it. Yes, Anne. See, you've got content for days. So yeah, how much time do we have today? Yeah, for things that bug you. So write a list of those, Anne, and like those become your content list for the next month. It's so easy, but yet, we don't take, it's counterintuitive, right? It's counterintuitive that we can take such a simple concept and then that's it. We don't have to work so hard and strive so hard. I'm really glad I took a vacation because I needed that vacation. And I was just, I was definitely doing the hamster wheel churning. And so I've gotten a lot of clarity on what I've already known, right? Which is this, that my connection with people is what matters more than anything. And hi, Lolita. It's good to see you too. And Bart and Sean. Thanks, guys, for being here. One last thing I want to say, kind of to finish this up. Let me make sure I've got my notes. I've got notes here, but I'm not reading them off there. Just make sure I don't forget it. Okay, so again, let's just be clear. You do not need to post every day to be visible. You need to be consistent, but you don't need to post every day all the time. You do not have to be omnipresent. And you need to say less, but stand out more. So what is that one thing or two things that you want to say that will break through really the slop that's out there right now. I mean, there's just a lot of like just, you know, many posts that you could read anytime. I'm not against it. I mean, I understand why people are doing these things. Like, well, I'm so honored to have met. I'm so blah, blah, blah. But what is it that's going to actually break through to your audience so that they think about things just a little bit differently? So it does take a little more work from you to do a post like that. But if you only have to do one a week, that's a lot better, right? And then you can fill the rest of the post with the I went to this thing and I went to that thing. But if you have one impact piece of content per week, I'm telling you, this is going to change the way you do your business. It changed the way I do mine. It absolutely did. That one impact piece. And I've never ever tried to like do 5 or 6 different kinds of really important pieces per week because, well, I said never ever. I tried, but I failed miserably because that is just too much. You're a human being in the end. I mean, there's AI, sure. You can get a lot more done, sure. I do myself. I mean, I use it for workflows and it has absolutely sped up my workflows completely. In fact, it's interesting. I did a proposal for a client the other day and it was slightly off in the framing. Like they needed me to frame it a slightly different way for their to get the money to flow because it had to be for a specific thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, a proposal used to take me a week or so to make, but now I can just put it into my AI tool and it pops it out. I put it back in the AI tool. I said, here, I want to reframe it for this, and it reframed it. And then I went through and did a little editing, 2 hours, right? Or even less, like an hour to do that. So again, yeah, Lolita, I'm also a big talker. Okay, all right, I'm going to give you guys the point. Guess what the number one complaint of my elementary school teachers was? I'm waiting. Put it in the chat. What do you think it was? My number one complaint of my teachers. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Yes. So again, we're going to define it, anchor it, and act on it. So we're going to define what that thing is that that you're like disagree with your industry on. Then you're going to anchor it. You're going to go and you're going to put some content around it, and then you're going to act on it and you're going to post, right? Everybody who's watching, please tell me that's what you're going to do, right? Cool. So yes, my number one complaint by my teachers was you talk too much. So again, if you were one of those I talk too much kids, let me know. If I was one of those kids that drove you absolutely crazy, let me know about that too. Some people will be like, you talks too much kids drove me nuts. Absolutely. And so again, next week, okay, so that's all I've got today. Next week, we're going to be talking about fear of judgment that stops so many experts from like sharing their message. So there's this fear of judgment out there. And right now, I think it's even worse than ever because you're afraid to say something wrong or in some different way. So next week, we're going to talk about that. We're going to go deep on judgment and self-judgment and so on. You were the bossy kid, bossy girl. So now you're the boss babe, right? I'm sure you hate that. Yeah, you are. And I love that about you too. So yeah, Lolita got it too. Yes, I talk too much. That is exactly right. So next time we're going to be talking about the fear of judgment that stops so many experts from sharing their message. I usually do this on Thursdays. Today I had to do it on Friday because of some stuff with clients, but usually I do it on Thursday at 9. So I hope to see you next week. And definitely they're all bundled together. You can rewatch these on my YouTube channel, which is Cami Hoyza. You can watch it here on LinkedIn. You can watch it everywhere. If you can't find it and you want some of those, let me know. I will send you the links. No problem. DM me because guess what? This is all about conversation. So please converse with me. And that is why I'm here, is to have a conversation with you. Oh, Mr. Bart. Yep. Cool. All right, guys. Have a great week. And again, remember, say less to say more. Talk to you soon and have a great rest of your weekend.